The man who made me afraid to go to school for an entire year just married my mother. When he shook my hand, he tilted his head and said, "You look so familiar. Have we met before?" I knew exactly where we'd met. I just couldn't believe he was standing here, in a tux, at the altar, holding my mother's hand. 4 years had changed me. 6 inches taller, 30 pounds heavier, different everything. He didn't recognize me at all, but I recognized him. That smile, that voice, that face I used to see in my nightmares. "I don't think so," I said. "Must just have one of those faces." He shrugged and turned to greet the next guest. My mom appeared beside me, glowing. "Isn't he amazing? I told you you'd love him." I excused myself and walked straight to the bathroom, locked the door, gripped the sink until my knuckles turned white. The man who destroyed my life just became my stepfather. I splashed water on my face and stared at myself in the mirror. I had 2 choices: walk back out there and pretend everything was fine, or find my mother and tell her the truth about the man she just married. I chose the coward's way. I went back to the reception and sat at my assigned table in the corner, smiled when people talked to me, clapped when they cut the cake, raised my glass when everyone toasted to their happiness. But inside, I was drowning. Every time he laughed, I heard a different laugh, one that used to echo down hallways while I tried to disappear. Every time he touched her shoulder, I flinched. Every time someone called him a good guy, I wanted to scream. My aunt sat down next to me halfway through dinner. "Your mom's glowing," she said. "I've never seen her this happy. Derek's a keeper." I nodded, took a long sip of champagne. "He seems great." "He is great. You know he volunteers at a youth center on weekends, mentors troubled kids. Can you believe that?" I almost choked. "No," I said. "I really can't." She didn't notice the edge in my voice, just patted my arm and wandered off to get more cake. I watched him across the room, laughing, dancing, hugging relatives like he'd known them for years. At one point, he caught me staring, smiled, and raised his glass in my direction, like we were friends, like we were family now. I looked away so fast I knocked over my water. 3 hours of torture. 3 hours of watching my mother look at him like he hung the moon. 3 hours of wondering if I was crazy for remembering things he clearly forgot. By the end of the night, I'd almost convinced myself to let it go. He was different now. People change. Maybe I should just move on. Then he walked over to me and opened his mouth and reminded me exactly why I couldn't. "Hey, you heading out?" He had 2 drinks in his hand, gave one to me like we were buddies. "Yeah," I said. "Early flight. Listen, I know we just met, but I want you to know I really love your mom. I'm going to take care of her." He clinked his glass against mine. "And hey, if anyone ever gives you trouble, you let me know. I've always been good at handling bullies." I almost laughed. Almost. "Is that right?" "Oh yeah. Back in high school, I never let anyone mess with the little guys. It's just not right, you know?" He said it with a straight face, like he actually believed it, like he'd rewritten his own history so completely that the truth didn't exist anymore. Something inside me snapped. "You graduated in 2018, right?" He looked surprised. "Yeah. How'd you know?" "I was class of 2021, freshman when you were a senior." I watched his face. Nothing. No recognition. "You and your friends made my life a living hell. Every single day for an entire year. You shoved me into lockers, tripped me in hallways, started rumors so bad my own friends stopped talking to me. I ate lunch hiding in a bathroom stall because I was too scared to be seen." His smile finally cracked. "Wait, that was you? I used to walk home in the rain just to avoid you. I begged my mom to let me switch schools. I had nightmares about your face for 2 years after graduation, and you just stood there and told me you never let anyone mess with the little guys." His drink was shaking in his hand. I was just a stupid kid. I didn't realize you didn't care. There's a difference." Wedding guests filtered past us. Nobody stopped. Nobody noticed the groom's stepson staring him down by the exit. "I'm not going to tell her," I said. "Not tonight. Maybe not ever. She's happy and I won't take that from her." I stepped closer, close enough to see the sweat forming on his forehead. "But I remember everything, every single day. And if you ever make her feel the way you made me feel, I'll make sure she knows exactly who she married." I set the drink down and walked out into the cold. Christmas dinner was last week. Derek flinched when I walked through the door. Mom thought he was just excited to see me. I didn't correct her.